Why does life in the Netherlands feel easier? Not richer, not louder, not more glamorous, just simpler. You land at the airport, tap your card, hop on a train that runs exactly when it says it will, bike through a city where everything feels intentionally placed, and somehow, without anyone making a big deal about it, life just flows. No dramatic hustle culture, no obsession with status, no unnecessary complexity. And it's not an accident. In Dutch culture, there's a quiet rule that shapes everything from business meetings to public transport to how neighbors talk to each other. It's summed up in 3 words: doe maar gewoon, just act normal. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't about being boring. It's about eliminating friction, cutting the fluff, removing the drama, designing systems, and even social behavior around efficiency and honesty. And once you start noticing it, you realize it's everywhere. From how they communicate, to how they build cities, to how they structure work and even politics. So what's really going on here? Why does everything in the Netherlands feel so unbelievably simple? And why does the rest of the world make things so complicated? Let's break it down. It starts with something almost invisible, a cultural rule that quietly controls everything. In the Netherlands, standing out too much isn't impressive, it's uncomfortable. Doe maar gewoon, just act normal. That's the baseline expectation. Flashy wealth? A bit suspicious. Overcomplicated explanations? Unnecessary. Trying too hard to impress? Why? There's a deeply rooted belief that acting normal is already crazy enough. And that mindset removes something most societies constantly wrestle with: performance. People aren't performing success, they're just living. The CEO bikes to work. The millionaire lives in a house that looks like everyone else's. Conversations aren't layered with status games. And when nobody is trying to outshine everyone else, something interesting happens. Life gets lighter. You don't need luxury to prove you made it. You don't need dramatic ambition speeches to validate your goals. You don't need to inflate stories to protect your ego. Things just are what they are. But this cultural simplicity shows up in an even more powerful way, in how Dutch people actually speak to each other. Because if you think their lifestyle is straightforward, wait until you hear their communication style. If you're not used to it, the first Dutch conversation can feel like a slap. There's no warm-up, no layers of polite fluff, no dancing around the point. They'll tell you exactly what they think, clearly, directly, sometimes bluntly, and then move on. In most countries, criticism is wrapped in compliments. In the Netherlands, it's delivered clean. If your idea doesn't make sense, they'll say it. If a plan is inefficient, they'll point it out. Not to offend you, but to fix it fast, and that changes everything. Meetings don't drag on for hours because people are afraid to disagree. Decisions don't stall because someone's ego needs protecting. Misunderstandings don't spiral into drama because things were vague. Clarity replaces tension. For outsiders, it can feel intense at first. But once you understand it, you realize something powerful is happening. Honesty saves time. There's less emotional guesswork, less reading between the lines, less decoding tone and hidden meaning. And when communication is this straightforward, entire systems move faster. But that same cut-the-fluff mentality doesn't just live in conversations. It's physically built into the country itself. Because in the Netherlands, even transportation follows the rule of simplicity. You notice it the second you step outside. There are bikes everywhere. In the Netherlands, the bicycle isn't a lifestyle accessory. It's the backbone of daily life. Kids bike to school. Executives bike to meetings. Grandparents bike to the grocery store. And the infrastructure makes it almost effortless. Dedicated lanes, separate traffic lights, massive underground bike parking garages. You don't need to be brave to cycle here. The system protects you, the route is obvious, the rules are clear. There's no complicated commute strategy, no calculating fuel costs, no hunting for parking. You unlock your bike, ride in a straight line, and you're there. It sounds simple, because it is, but that simplicity is intentional. Decades of urban planning prioritize function over flash. Instead of designing cities around cars and then patching in bike lanes later, they flipped the script. And when your daily transportation is this frictionless, your entire routine changes. Less stress, less waiting, less chaos. But here's what's even more surprising. The same country that made biking effortless somehow made bureaucracy painless. And that's where things get really interesting. Here's where most countries fall apart. Paperwork, long forms, endless logins, confusing systems that feel designed to slow you down. But in the Netherlands, they quietly did something radical. They made it simple. With DigiD, your entire interaction with the government runs through one secure digital identity. Taxes, benefits, municipal services. A few clicks, done. No maze of portals. No repeating the same information 10 times. Then there's Ideal. Almost every online payment flows through it. No complicated third-party setups. No wondering if it will go through. You select your bank, confirm, finished. Even public transport follows the same logic. The old OV-chipkaart system unified buses, trams, and trains under one tap-in, tap-out method. And now, you can just tap your debit card. No extra steps. It's not flashy. It doesn't try to look futuristic. It just works. And when systems work, people stop thinking about them. There's no daily frustration building in the background. No small annoyances draining energy. But digital efficiency is only possible when the social structure supports it. Because underneath all of this, the bikes, the apps, the seamless payments, there's something even more unusual. Power doesn't feel distant, and that changes the game completely. In many countries, hierarchy is loud. Titles matter. Offices matter. Who sits at the head of the table definitely matters. But in the Netherlands, hierarchy feels almost muted. You call your boss by their first name. You challenge ideas openly in meetings. A CEO biking to work isn't staged for relatability. It's normal. Even in politics and business, leaders are expected to act approachable, not elevated. There's an unspoken rule. Authority doesn't need theatrics. And when status games disappear, communication gets faster. Decisions get cleaner. People speak up earlier instead of whispering concerns behind closed doors. This flat structure reduces friction in ways most outsiders don't immediately see. There's less fear of overstepping, less waiting for permission, less ego-driven gridlock. But here's the real twist. This culture of equality doesn't lead to chaos. It leads to cooperation. Because when nobody is obsessed with dominating the room, people focus on solving the problem instead. And that mindset is so deeply embedded that it even shapes how the entire country governs itself. And that's where things get surprisingly strategic. Here's something most people don't expect. A country known for simplicity is also known for endless discussion. It's called the polder model, a uniquely Dutch way of solving problems through consensus. The name comes from the country's history of managing water together. If one village failed to maintain the dikes, everyone flooded. Cooperation wasn't optional. It was survival. And that mentality stuck. In the Netherlands, businesses, unions, and the government regularly sit at the same table to negotiate solutions. Not dramatic showdowns, not ideological warfare, just practical compromise. It's not flashy. It's not viral. It's often slow in the beginning. But here's the payoff. Once an agreement is reached, implementation is smooth. Fewer protests, fewer sudden reversals, less policy whiplash. The goal isn't to win, it's to make something that works. That pragmatism shows up everywhere. Problems aren't romanticized, they're analyzed, trimmed down, and handled. And while other countries debate theory for years, the Dutch tend to ask a simple question: what's the most practical solution? But this mindset doesn't just shape politics, it shapes homes, cities, even the way objects are designed. And that's where Dutch simplicity becomes visible in a whole new way. If you've enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind Dutch simplicity, don't stop here. Subscribe to Dear Old Holland for more deep dives into life, culture, and stories from the Netherlands. We bring you the hidden insights, quirky traditions, and fascinating truths that most travelers and expats never see. Hit that subscribe button and join us, because the best way to understand Holland is to explore it with us, one story at a time.